And at director, you should start to not have to say these words. I can't afford it. So senior consultant is something that I think is easy to do. And if you're a consultant online tonight, I feel that that should be a goal that you have in front of you now. You can do that by the end of this year. Okay, so a senior consultant, you receive status rewards when you get there, a compendium, badge, frame certificate presented by a company representative, and also a 2% senior consultant cash bonus every month. Okay, thank you, Bev. Okay, we'll go to the next one.
I don't know what's happening tonight, Maree, because we didn't have any of this. We had no problems with this at all last night. So I've gone off at Naval.
It's really funny.
I don't know.
Okay,
It went
that's
very
all right.
smoothly.
We'll get through. It'll be fine. Senior consultant. We'll go to the next. No, that's it. Personally sponsored 2 people. So all you've got to do is bring in 2 consultants into the business. You sell in the month that you go through. After sponsoring 2 people, you need to sell $2,500 in that month, and each of your consultants need to sell $1,000 each. Am I okay with the audio?
Occasionally you're disappearing, but not for too long.
Yeah.
So.
Oh dear. I don't know.
The funny thing is, night 1, everything went perfectly. Night 2, which I thought we would have had it all down pat. We're having trouble with audio. We're having trouble with the PowerPoints. So
I can't get any closer to the computer. So let's hope we don't have it played again.
Good.
Okay, so I think you're all clear. In the month you go for senior consultant, you need to sell $2,500, and each of your consultants that you've sponsored sell $1,000 each. So we'll go on to the next one. Okay, director. So, as a director, you receive recognition and status rewards, a beautiful Swarovski crystal pen, a lovely director name badge, certificate. But this is the real clincher here, everyone. I'm in a relationship. My partner, Harold Gallagher, is very, very in tune with the direct selling industry. 3 of his friends were past chairman in the DSA, and I can tell you that other companies for managers where they have managers that get promoted and look after a team, that's what we call director in this business, their bonuses are more like 3%, 4%, and you're very lucky to find a company that delivers 5%. With our bonuses, your personal sales, you receive an extra 8, 9 or 10% on your personal sales. So imagine selling 6,000 and earning another 600. That's really a big, big bonus. And then whatever your team does, you earn either 8%, 9% or 10% on your team. That is an incredible bonus that I've said to the girls that I am talking to weekly. I wouldn't walk to director. I would put on my Nikes and I would run, because it's such a wonderful income lift. So instead of going out and doing the same rendezvous and receiving consultant commission, why not go out and receive director commission for the same job, doing exactly the same job? Okay. And also leadership at that level, you're going to be earning an international convention, and it was South Africa last year, and it's or this year, South Africa this year, and Japan next year, 2018. Okay. Okay, thanks, Bev. 3 options to elevate to director, and they are you can bring out 2 senior consultants and come through that way. This is in your rewards plan, and you can book a one-on-one and talk to your upline about it. So I'm just going to just skim over it. So you can elevate 2 senior consultants and come through with you selling 3,000 and each of the senior consultant groups selling 3,000 each, and that's 9,000. Or you can develop a senior consultant, 1 senior consultant who sells 3,000, 3 consultants who sell 1,000 each, and you sell 3,000. And the other way is to sponsor 6 people who all sell 1,000 each, and you sell 3,000. And so they're the 3 ways. You don't need to worry about that tonight. You just know you've got 3 options, and you can discuss that with your upline as you begin to sponsor. Thank you, Bev. Now, who do I sponsor? So, when I came into the business in 2000, the year 2000, I brought with me, I did a course which cost me a lot of money. And in that course, I learned about Sparkles, putting a marketing name on it, Sparkles, and also I learned about cod. I'm indebted to that teacher that taught me that. Sadly, he's not with us anymore, but I'm just so thrilled that I invested in myself. That's something I'd like to say to each of you. If there's some seminar or any event inside Larev, outside Larev, you spend more on the of the girls that have done 7 Habits recently and invested in themselves. Anything you, oh, there goes my internet again. Any money you invest in yourself will always pay off. It will always come back to you. Am I okay, Bev? Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you, Maree. It's all fine.
So I call them Sparkles. That's what you're looking for. Some people just say, you know, a generic word like looking for consultants who want to join. I think Sparkles is much more a better term for me. You know, it just is a good word. Most of us like a bit of bling, and we know it when we see it in people who light up. Okay, so Sparkles. What is a sparkle? A sparkle is someone who has a double connect. In other words, she connects with people. She connects with people easily. She enjoys people. She's got a people personality. And you know what else? She's good company. You enjoy her company. Sometimes you might say, oh, she was lovely. I really enjoyed chatting with her. That sort of person. So a connection with people, and also a connection with the product. Someone who loves the product. So I call it the double connect. Connects with people and connects with our product. Women will not go into a direct selling business or a multi-level marketing business unless they love the product. A lot of men will look at the plan and only think money. Women are not like that. And you will never ever feel pushy if you love the product and it's tucked in your heart, and you tune into your heart when you talk to someone about the product. It will come over sincerely. And I believe that women join, let's be specific, Larev, because they absolutely adore the product. That's why they come on board. And if they've got the people personality, it will allow them to connect with people and also get their bookings as they go along. So that to me is a sparkle. Okay, so how do I sponsor? Look for sparkles at your rendezvous. Your hostess is your prime time sparkle. Your hostess has already got the beginnings of a relationship with you. She likes you. And Kate said last night, people book if they like you and they have fun and they love the product and want more of it. So your hostess is definitely prime time sparkle. She has the ability to invite people along to her rendezvous. She loves the product so much she wants more of it for free or at huge discount. And so she's someone that you really should have a look at and say, does she connect well with people? Is she connecting with the product? Does she love the people? Does she love the product? Look at every hostess and sort of put her under the litmus test with those two things. The other thing is that on the night of the rendezvous that your hostess is hosting, you've now developed some customers for her. You can keep those customers and they can be yours. But if she joins the business, the customers will be hers. So you have started the embryo of a business for her. She's got her first customers that you've created. And so think about that. You know, if you don't bring it up, she might go to a Tupperware in 3 weeks' time, and because you've perhaps planted the seed, she might even join Tupperware, which happened to me, and I nearly died when that happened. I never let that happen again. If I feel that my hostess has got that double connection, I will talk to her. Okay. You also need to look, let me put it this way. Phil went to an international direct selling conference and he came back, and I was in a meeting with him when he came back, and he said that the international chairman of direct selling in the world said, where 6 or more people are gathered at any party throughout the world, there are always 2 tell me more people. Tell me more people. They're not saying they're going to join on the spot, but they're saying, fill me in. You know, I'd like to hear a bit more information. Now, that could be 2 guests. It could be a hostess and a guest. But if you're not looking for those 2 tell me more people, you won't find them. And sometimes you might say, well, they weren't there. And I agree with you. Jackie Weaver said,
unfortunately, Maree, we've missed your Jackie Weaver story.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Well, Jackie Weaver says you're only as good as your audience. And I get that. And that is the case sometimes, that you're only as good as your audience. However, I just hope you're not prejudging, like that girl that said that I wasn't the type. I hope you're not doing that. You have to really have a look and see where those tell me more people are. Are we right now, Bev?
Yes, all good, Maree.
Okay, now if you didn't do any booking bids, you wouldn't get any bookings. If you don't do any sponsoring bids, you will not get any sponsoring happening either. It's not where you close on a coffee appointment, but it's where you sprinkle a little bit of stardust around sponsoring. The first thing is they want to know about you. Women will look at your shoes, they'll look at your lip gloss, they'll be talking inside their head. I wonder how often she does this, etc. So it's really lovely to share your story. Those of you with children, you could have a photo of your children on your display. And you could talk about the fact that you found a product, fell in love with the product, and decided you wanted to share it with other people. Or maybe you've had some profound benefits from the products, particularly aromatherapy, and you've wanted to share those outcomes with people. Personal story. Why Larev? Why you? And what made you make the decision to come in, and how are you enjoying being in Larev? You know what it was for me? I wanted me money. I just found I had a very tight first husband, and I had a little bit of money to do the shopping and nothing surplus, and it was really difficult. And when I joined direct selling and I started earning some money, and I could buy those little things for my kids, and I could buy a new bedspread and lamps and put the beautiful drapes at the window, I tell you what, my life changed. And I wanted more and more people to know that this was available. And I would be in the middle of talking about a product, put the product down, say, look, before I go another minute further, I have to tell you what a difference this is making in my life. I'm loving it. And this little bit of extra money, that it's just making a difference. There's a meeting on Monday night. If you'd like to come, I'll pick you up. And we were talking about it over dinner. Harold said, remember in your first month you sponsored 5 people. And I did, because I was so lit up about what was happening to me. I was excited, and I hope you can hear my enthusiasm and excitement now. The end of the word enthusiasm is IASM, and it stands for I am sold myself. And I was sold, believe me. Then the business talk comes, and we need to tell people we are not a household word, everybody. Tupperware, we need to have more people. This is my business talk. Oh, there goes my connection again, Bev.
We're fine. Keep going, Maree.
Okay. Okay, we need to have at the business talk, right. I'm being tested tonight to get this message out, but I'm going to get it out, believe me. The gremlins are trying to stop me, but nothing's going to stop me. Okay, business talk. Okay, let people know that the reason we're not a household word is that we need more people out in the marketplace spreading the word of Larev. Some people haven't heard of Larev for a while, and they're absolutely thrilled and ecstatic when they bump into someone where they found it again. And so with the business talk, let people know that we're looking for people, particularly this time of year, that there's some wonderful income to be earned. You would love to share that with them, how the business ticks, and you'd be thrilled to talk to them about that. We're looking for people right here, right now. And so you've done your personal story, that's sponsoring bid 1, your business talk, sponsoring bid 2, and then you come to the one-on-one. So Kate last night talked about closing on the booking at the one-on-one. This is where you close. Now, a lot of people haven't heard of COD, but because I invested in myself and did this seminar with John K. Lynch, I learned about COD and it made so much sense to me. And it's something that you use in the one-on-one if you have found a sparkle, or you would use COD with your hostess either at the end of the rendezvous when you're talking to her about a hostess rewards, or you can COD people the morning after. You can COD people after the rendezvous if you can't do it on the spot. Okay, thank you, Bev. So the first part of COD is compliment, and compliments open people's ears. When people pay you a compliment, you are very, very in the space of wanting to communicate with that person. Someone said that to me today about my earrings. I just love your earrings. I said, oh, really? Oh. And so I had a conversation with them because they gave me a compliment, and that's what will happen to you. So we need to pay attention when it comes to someone who you think is a sparkle, who has that lovely way with people, who's good company. And so you would share that with her by saying, I noticed how easy you get on with people. You've got a lovely way about you with people. You're a real true people person. And she said, oh yes, I enjoy people. So you pay the compliment. It has to be genuine. It can never be faked, and it has to be sincere. So that's compliment. Okay, next one is the objective. So the reason that you're giving her the compliment is to let her know that someone with her people personality would be an absolute match to come into Larev as a consultant. So you let her know you've got a beautiful personality. I couldn't help but think you'd be wonderful as a Larev consultant. And you're giving that objective, you know, I couldn't help but think you'd be fabulous as a consultant, or I could just see you as a consultant because of your love of people, and let her know she'd be wonderful in the business. Okay, next one, disclaimer. Now, this is the big one. So many people have been approached with a salesperson the foot in the door type thing and been totally turned off. And that's why the disclaimer is so wonderful, because it puts people at ease. So I would then go on to say, look, I understand it may not be for you. It's not for everyone, but I will absolutely respect your decision around it. What I would love to do is share with you how the income works, because do you realise from a little get-together around the kitchen table with a few girls like we've done tonight, you could earn a minimum of $120 to $150 in a couple of hours. I'd love to share more of that with you and talk to you about how the business ticks as well. So you do the disclaimer, it'll put her at ease. Let her know that you respect her decision. And then we go to the next one, which is date. So I would have said to her that I would love to share with her how the income works. Listen, everybody, lead with the income, not the business. Because of the fact that people are looking for income today, they're hurting. There isn't a soul that I know that couldn't do with an extra stream of income. So I'd love to share with you how the income works and how the business works. And then you'd say, and also shout you a cup of coffee. How would you feel about me laying that out for you and you having a look at it? Again, no pressure. And then try and get that coffee date or coffee appointment in your diary. Now, if at the rendezvous it's just not working that you can have that conversation in private, you should be able to set up a couple of chairs off to the side, or so you can have a private discussion. But if that doesn't happen, you can always do it the next day. So we'll go to the next slide. So when you identify a sparkle, use the COD method at the rendezvous, as I've just said, or the morning after call. So the best way I can do this is describe exactly what happened to me. I was very new in the business. I met a girl at a rendezvous on a Saturday afternoon called Michelle. I'd only been in the business a couple of months. At the time, I had a house that had a fernery, and I was out watering the courtyard. And I kept thinking, oh, God, I wish I had spoken to this girl. She was just so lovely. I could just see her in the business. She's someone I really love to have in my team. What am I going to do? Oh, God, I'm too nervous. What am I going to... Anyway, in the end, I thought, okay, have a drink of water, pick up the phone. I had a number on her order slip, and I phoned her, and she answered. And I said, Michelle, it's Maree Parker. I met you yesterday at the host, whoever it was, Mary's rendezvous. I'm so nervous calling you. But you know what? I just feel, I don't call it a gut feeling, call it intuition. I had to pick up the phone and ring you, as nervous as I was, to let you know I feel you'd be wonderful in my business. You've got such a beautiful way about you, and I would love to share the business with you. At that stage, I wouldn't have said income. I would have just said, love to share. And she said at the end, isn't it funny? Because I came home and was thinking about it and even said something to my husband. Now, that won't always happen, but you'll be surprised when you make those morning after calls how often it does happen. That when you're feeling that gut feeling, often they are. Isn't that incredible? So I got off the phone, had a brandy and dry, and calmed down and thought, thank God I picked up the phone and did that. Because there was another girl that used to call in. She was an Irish girl called Maree, and I wanted to talk to her about the business. And when she called in for a product, I didn't talk to her. She met somebody else, and she joined them, and she became a director. So I wasn't not going to turn off the hose and ring Michelle. Sometimes when we have these things happen, it's the greatest lessons that we never repeat again. So when you feel it, deliver on it. As nervous as you are, If you stutter, blutter, she'll understand if you tell her you're nervous. Okay, so that's COD, and thank God for it, because it built the most incredible business for me. Okay, now there is a double CD in the kit, and I would suggest that you listen to it. I put it together with Kimball. I didn't have a note. He said, just sit here and talk to me. So I was just having a conversation with Kimball. So it's very easy to listen to. And I think that if you have it in your car and keep listening and listening and listening, that you'll get a lot out of it, and it'll build on what I've talked about tonight. One mother had this in her car, and her little girl was listening to it all the time, and she said to her mother this day when she got in the car after picking her up from kinder, "We're not having codfish today, are we, Mummy?" So anyway, at least that girl was using it. We learned two ways: impact and constant space repetition, the way we learned our tables. So if you're listening to this over and over, it will make a difference. I'm just checking on the time. Okay, we're doing okay. Right, thank you, Bev. So that double CD is a must. Now I have an announcement for you with the next slide. You've probably seen this in focus. I think they're fabulous, these beautiful new stone candles, magnificent fragrances. And there is a promotion that started on the 15th of November and it finishes on the 15th of December. And when you sponsor one, you choose one of these beautiful stone earthenware candles. And when you sponsor two, you earn two. And when you sponsor three, you earn three. I don't know whether you can keep earning. I must ask Kimball that. Now, whoever you sponsor, everything I've said tonight, this is going to help you to get to senior consultant. It's going to help you get to director. It's going to help you to build your business right now to carry you over December and January. And it's just a wonderful promotion. Thank you to the company for delivering two promotions right now. This is one of them. It's a sponsoring recruiting drive. And the other one Kate delivered last night, which is the double booking gift right up until Christmas Eve. So that's another great one for you to continue your bookings. Remember that sponsoring is making friends out of strangers. It's not about you, it's making a difference in their life. It's delivering for them something wonderful, income that's going to make a difference every week, every month, and create the things that perhaps their income right now doesn't stretch to. There's a lot of pressure on people today. Why don't we be part of easing that pressure? Have you ever thought about the fact that someone coming in and doing a rendezvous, taking a couple of hours on the job, can earn between 120 and 150 with a $600 average rendezvous, or an hour of Christmas shopping? Probably it is about time to start promoting your business that way. Okay, so recruiting drive. All right. So in closing, there's no better feeling than sponsoring someone. I tell you, when I filled out that paperwork with that person, I would come home, run in the door and jump up and down. It's the most beautiful, beautiful feeling to be able to do that and make a difference. So that's all from me. We will open it for questions now if you would like to ask some questions around becoming brilliant at the basics.